Welcome to Capture the World with D. Interviews with companies and individuals to learn more about digitally capturing the built world. Video, drone, 3D tours, pictures, panoramas, and more. And now your host, a social influencer and community activist, D. Johnson.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Capture the World with Dee. I'm your host, Dee Johnson. My guest today is the Business Development Manager at iStaging, creators of immersive visualization products that help people transcend time and space by enabling them to interact with distant places and objects as if they were there in person. They facilitate ideas and experiential journeys that lend themselves to delightful discoveries. Please help me welcome Stefan Ostendorp. Good morning, Stefan. Thanks for joining me today. How are you?
Hi Dee, thank you so much for having me. I'm very well. How are you?
I'm awake. It's very early in the morning here.
Yes. I appreciate you getting up this early.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all. So we're here today to talk about a little bit about yourself and your role at iStaging. So let's start out by having you talk to us a little bit about your history, your background, and how you came about being a member of iStaging and how iStaging came to be.
Sure, yes. So I joined iStaging about 5 years ago. The company was actually founded in 2014, and I joined 2000, early 2016. It's a Taiwanese based company, and I'm obviously not from Taiwan. I'm originally from the Netherlands, and love actually brought me to Taipei, and that was about 5 years ago.
Mhm.
And iStaging actually started because the wife of our founder was and still is actually an interior designer, and she used to do actual home staging.
Mhm.
And our founder Johnny Lee thought, okay, all this dragging around of furniture, there must be an easier way of somehow doing this. And this is okay. Maybe we can use technology in a way of making this process easier.
Mhm.
And that's when he stumbled upon augmented and virtual reality. And so actually we started, that's also where the name iStaging comes from, is virtually with augmented reality staging homes, trying to do that. But imagine 5, 6 years ago, let's say the hardware, smartphones,
Mhm.
was not as developed as they are right now.
Mhm.
Quite challenging, and also the content creation was very, very, time consuming, very expensive. So we then said, okay, we need our customers, or we need people to capture or create content themselves instead of us doing it for them. It's not going fast enough, it's too expensive. So, we said, okay, maybe we can still use a smartphone, but instead of, creating 3D models or AR objects, maybe they can capture spaces. And that's when we sort of pivoted from augmented reality to virtual reality and built a virtual tour platform, which is essentially what we are right now. So a virtual tour and virtual exhibition platform, which I'll speak about a little later on. So that's what sort of how the company started in about 6 years ago, and now we're here.
So it's interesting because at this point, then the name is a little bit misleading, right?
Correct. Yes. So we've actually thought about changing the name, but we were, there was already so much press out,
Yeah.
and we did so much marketing for it a couple of years back, and we were, quite well known in quite a few places. So we decided, okay, you know what, we're going to just stick with the name iStaging. We still every once in a while get someone say, hey, do you also do virtual staging, as a question?
Mhm.
And actually, it's with the platform, there are ways of somehow doing that a little bit, but it's not the main thing.
Yep.
So
Okay. Interesting. So that's an interesting beginning of the company. So I need the founder of the company to also figure out how to virtually make dinner so that I don't have to make dinner.
Yes,
So tell him that.
I will. I will.
Okay. All right. So now we've mentioned a little bit about what you do. Let's go further and why don't you tell us about the product and what it does?
Sure, sure. So yeah, essentially, like I said, it's a virtual tour and virtual exhibition platform. So that it basically enables anyone to create, build, host, and then easily share virtual experiences.
Mhm.
That's the idea. And that started, 5 years ago, mainly in the real estate industry. That was the most obvious application for it. Realtors, trying to sell a home. Maybe I can capture it in 360. Photographers create a virtual tour, and then people can virtually tour that. But since then, and we still have a smartphone app to actually do that. But the platform is also compatible with any type of 360 camera that you can use, and they've become so much more affordable now than 5-6 years ago. Now for a
Yep.
couple $100 you have something wonderful.
Yep.
Um, but now, actually, many other industries started realizing, hey, I could use this stuff. I could capture my space, whether it's a restaurant, an automotive showroom, the showroom and then the inside of a car, retail stores, they started realizing I can also do this and then, invite my customers in and tour them online. So we still do a lot in real estate, but we've also sort of expanded to the other industries. One of our satellite offices is in France and Paris, and they've actually, or one of them, our main clients in Europe is Louis Vuitton. And
Ooh.
the whole world knows who they are. Started using the platform for both customers to visit their stores, but also for internal use.
Hmm.
And then in 2020, when COVID hit, we obviously, suddenly, well, all business kind of stopped for a little while. But one of the things that also stopped happening was exhibitions,
Yep.
trade shows.
Yep.
All of them, nothing happened, and we then realized, hey, you know what? We already have such a comprehensive platform. It's not such a big stretch to take that, add a couple more things to it to then have companies host virtual exhibitions for let's say, well, super immersive first of all, and then a fraction of the cost of maybe a physical one. So we did that, and we launched that somewhere mid 2020, and we did quite a few exhibitions last year, and they will continue to happen obviously this year. Unfortunately, because physical will probably not, be happening. I think for the entire 2021
Yeah.
either. Um,
Unfortunately, yes.
yes. Now, the goal of this is obviously not to, replace a physical event. At the moment, it does that, but eventually, physical events are going to come back. And we want them to come back. But hopefully, maybe they will then start. Organizers will say, "Hey, I also want to do a virtual component to my actual physical event." So I have my physical event, and then also do it virtually for anyone that is not able to physically travel to where I am, because there's obviously a limit to that, and
Yes.
online that limit goes away. So that's hopefully where we're eventually going to go. And yeah, I mentioned this, I believe, when we spoke earlier, is that right now CES is happening, right? The Consumer Electronics are the biggest tech event in the world, and they're doing it completely virtually
Hmm.
because they can't do this physically now. And for the Taiwan companies, so the 100 Taiwanese companies that would normally join physically, we are now the official provider to do it virtually, to create, so we create a platform. They all created a virtual booth, a virtual stand, so that people can visit and then, talk to the exhibitor via Zoom or via whatever it is that they want to use. We've also got different various tools on our platform to actually do this. Because what we realized, and that is still happening, when companies now say we have a virtual event or a virtual exhibition, what they really are saying is we host a Zoom meeting.
Yes.
Really what they're saying. Nothing wrong with it, but a virtual exhibition in our mind can be so much more immersive. It can be
Yeah.
so much cooler than just having a this. This is obviously really important, but when I have products to show and I have maybe spaces and services, you can do so much more than just having this this one-on-one conference or little talk. So when we then, when we showcase this, a lot of organizers and companies, because they are, they also don't realize this is possible. They go, wow, I can do this. How much is it going to cost me? $100,000? Not even close. But that, this is a good thing. This is a good reaction. So all we want to do in 2021 is sort of get the word out, because sometimes people are just afraid of maybe technology, complicated to use. I have to do that myself. Oh my God, this is going to take me forever. Like we're in 2023 before I figured this out, which is 100% not the case.
So even if you had a
I drifted a little far. Question.
so if you had a live event convention and you scanned that convention, it would be nice because then you could see like a map
Yes.
and you could see where all the booths are. Because when I go to them, it's like, okay, I want to go visit them, but I have no clue where they are. Then I have to find a map, right? It'd just be
Yes.
nice to pull it up and see, oh, this is what the space looks like. This is where everybody is laid out.
Exactly. So that's all possible. So for these events, obviously, we're also going to need content, right? The content creation, and there are essentially two options. You can either capture a real space, you can do that, or you can have a 3D rendered space. And if you want a 3D rendered space, if your team, can do that, create these 3D renderings, you can use those and upload them. But we've also got a database of all kinds of, spaces that you can use. Essentially, when you're
Oh.
hosting an event,
Uh-huh.
you will need approximately three different types of spaces. I'm going to need some sort of an entrance hall, right?
Uh-huh.
I want to, when I'm entering the event to
Uh-huh.
see something about what the event is about. I need some sort of exhibition hall where I can actually see what you just mentioned. I need to see these, these different booths that I can visit, and then obviously the individual company booths.
Mm-hmm.
So we have templates for all of these different types of spaces.
Oh,
That
cool.
and you can either choose those. We can also customize them to say, hey, I need you to put my company colors on there and my branding. We can do that, or we can customize something completely from scratch. Or say, I have something in mind, you don't have that in your database, please build that for me. We can do that too.
Wow.
And then, once you've got that, obviously, we would upload that to an exhibitor's account, iStaging account.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when they get to work and say, hey, now I'm going to put all the visual information that I want to show in my booth. Images, products, videos, audio, websites. You can embed entire websites. YouTube videos as a pop-up window. What else? Just literally anything you could possibly think of. 360 models, 3D models, anything you can do. So it's honestly, it's so cool. We've gone from basically creating just virtual tours to so much more now.
Yeah.
I almost don't want to call us a virtual tour platform because of what people think of what a virtual tour is, right?
Right.
And when you now see what you could build, I mean, it's so exciting.
Well, shall we take a look at one? Do you want to share your screen? We can go to
Oh
your
yeah,
website.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Okay, just give me one sec. Um, I'm just gonna go here.
So the website is iStaging.com. Is it .tw as well?
No, it's just .com.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So iStaging.com, ISTAGING.com.
Yes.
Test my spelling.
And we've got basically sort of starter plans on the website that anyone can get started with, which is enables you to, for just $5 a month, to say, hey, I want to start creating virtual tours. Awesome. If you want to basically build an actual full exhibition, you're going to need something more comprehensive, and then we always recommend people to reach out to us, and we can set something up for them, and something customized,
Mm-hmm.
Because it most of the time requires a little bit more back and forth, like what they have in mind and in terms of the possibilities. Okay, I just want to go, oh, this is not the right one. Sorry, D, just one sec.
No problem.
Okay.
And so if you don't have one of the 360 cameras, you can also use your phone.
Correct.
And you
Yes.
sell a little device that you connect to your phone, and it rotates the phone for you.
That's right. Yeah. So the rotator and the lens that you can buy with a subscription for $50, and then you can essentially use any phone to get started. Okay. So you can see my screen, I assume now, right?
Yes, yes.
Awesome. So this is a sample of what a booth could look like, right? A rendered booth. So say, hey, I like this booth. This is what I want to use. But the question now is, how do I go from this to a really immersive, experience with my branding and my products and everything in there?
Uh-huh.
All right. So let me just click on that one. All right. And now we
Whoa.
see all kinds of stuff in there, right? So the beauty of this is that obviously once we uploaded the booth, all of this stuff that you see is then done by you. You do all that work essentially.
Uh-huh.
And every single thing that you upload is customizable and also clickable. Okay, so I'm just going to go to a sample here, which we've done for a university, because also universities are starting reaching out to us and say, can I do a virtual open day? Yes, you can. So this is a sample, and if I then click on this icon here, a pop-up window will show up with information regarding, in this case, it's for chefs that are trying to be, or students that are trying to become a chef. You can see in the background, you see that video playing automatically. That can either be like that, so basically a video embedded. It can also be a YouTube video as a pop-up window, essentially. If I click on your career here, it would show you, all right, this is actually a YouTube video. It could also be a website, okay? So that can be embedded there. If I would click here, it would show me all the different chefs, different instructors that they've got, how to apply. You have various types of tags. So you see that they're, the way that the tags actually look, they're different. Some have call to action buttons, like the learn more button here, others don't. It very much depends on the type of information that you want to showcase. And then you would choose the corresponding tag, essentially. If I click on the contact us button, it will then open the website. Okay, so imagine that you have a retail store, and I also have an e-commerce page where people can buy my products. I would just put tags on all of my products, put them, link them to the page where they can then either find more information or buy, reach out, essentially. And well, then if I go a little bit to the back, you also have just standard descriptions or, just images. Essentially, the possibilities are endless. And you see that from an empty booth, I can now go to something really, really cool.
Yep.
Now, the question now is, the one thing that is missing in, it doesn't matter what kind of industry, whether you are in real estate or in trying to do an exhibition or in retail, how do I now connect with my visitors? That's often one of the questions, or I think we've had that question for the last 5 years. I want to get people on the phone. I want to talk to people face to face. How do people reach out, or how do I reach out to people myself? There are various ways. And our main way is something that we call touring, which is our virtual guided tour system, which enables you to communicate with up to 10 people at the same time inside a booth, which would essentially mean that, in the bottom right corner, you would see me as the owner of this particular virtual experience. And on the left side, you would see all of your visitors. And when the screens are synced. So when I then move my screen from left to right, and I would click on any of the tags or any of the information, that would then automatically also pop up on the visitors screen. They can be in completely different locations. They can be, on opposite sides of the world, and that would work very, very well.
That's way more efficient than actually being in a booth, because what happens when you're selling at a booth, you repeat yourself for every customer. And it's
Yes,
typically one on one, right? So if I could hit 10 people at one time, woo!
exactly. Then also, you want to give people the possibility to say, I just want to book a one-on-one meeting, right? Which you can do. If I click on the contact information, you would see reserve here with the calendar, which will automatically.
Oh, it connects to your calendar. How nice. That's nice.
So it connects to your calendar as well. Book a meeting, and then if you say, hey, I want to host an actual conference or do some sort of a webinar, you can do that as well. We launched that in December, so only about a month ago.
Oh, wow.
Here, basically, a conference within, for up to 2,000 people at the same time and up to 16 presenters at the same time. All right. So
Whoa. Okay.
obviously, you can then chat to everyone at the same time or one-on-one. It depends what you want to say. So now it really starts to look like a real exhibition, right? We're now coming from, let's say, some sort of an entrance, which I actually haven't showed you yet, but an entrance to an exhibition hall where I can then see either all the companies, and what we usually recommend is say, hey, show little preview videos of each one of the booths. Because that's one of the things, if I just see a logo somewhere and I don't know that company, I have no clue what they do. But when I'm physically walking in an event or wherever I am, then even if I don't know the company, I can see, their booth and their products. So if I have a little preview video that shows me what their booth looks like, I can see, I see what they're doing. I see what what their products or services are. I'm interested. I want to go in. We've had the different ways of organizers doing it. It very much depends on maybe the type of exhibition that they're trying to host. Now, I've been talking quite a bit about this is a sample of some sort of an exhibition, but remember that all of these types of features and solutions in the platform can be applied to any industry, right? Retail, really important. Automotive, a virtual open day, real estate. What I just talked to you about, that 1 to 10 communication tool in real estate, that literally is a virtual open home.
Yep.
People have been talking about that for a long time, but that's really what you want right now. So. Yes.
And look, everybody's social distanced.
Yes.
Do they have masks on too?
They don't have masks on, no.
I did notice that.
You put the masks in a virtual world.
That's cute. Yeah, that's a great concept. So you really are set up for these virtual conferences which is terrific because there are so many of them going on right now. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So no, really, um, we've done I have to say, quite a bit of work. All the credit to our team let's say, the last 6 months. They've done a tremendous job.
Wow, cool. So if you're interested in doing a virtual conference, then contact Stefan at iStaging and he'll set you up. But I like
Absolutely.
how it's customizable and yeah, I think somebody had to step up and do that. So I
Oh, absolutely. And you also need to provide that flexibility,
yeah.
right? That flexibility of branding. And we've noticed that the templates that we got are actually very suitable for many different industries, but still people say, okay, could you do some sort of customization on that? And yes, we can do it. And it does not cost $5,000. It's so much more affordable. I mean, if we're talking about an actual exhibition, and you're going to a physical one, an exhibitor easily pays over
Oh
$1,000
yeah. Yeah.
for a very, very tiny booth.
Yeah.
So an exhibitor, if they pay $1,000 with ice staging, they can have the most fancy thing they could possibly think of, and they can have that online for the entire year. So that's actually also where we like it to go. Say, hey, once you've actually joined an exhibition, keep it online after that.
Oh.
Why,
Oh.
why
Uh-huh.
would you, why would I then say, hey, I'm taking it offline if for a couple $100 I can keep that online for the entire year and benefit from that, and embed it on my website and share it online on your social media channels and stuff like that. So we're obviously, if they just want to do the exhibition, that's okay. But it's a great way of, I would say, experiencing what the platform can do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some great ideas. Wow.
I'm glad you like it.
I do. I mean, some of this is new, and so that differentiates your company from some of the others, which is good.
Yes, absolutely. I'd like to think so. And I think at the heart of that is just the passion for it, like the excitement for it.
Hmm.
With the team.
Hmm.
We have a team of about 45 people.
Hmm.
45 people. The majority is based in Taipei. But yeah, um, the excitement for it is just great to see every single day. That's why they don't really mind if it when we do business with companies all over the world, and we host these exhibitions are also happening all over the world. So whether we need to wake up at 6 in the morning or it needs to happen at 1 in the morning, our team does it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good passion. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So, Stefan, what is your secret sauce?
Oh yeah. Well, I think I just hit the nail on the head, and I would say that would be the team. That's at the heart of everything. I mean, you could have the greatest technologies, the fanciest whatever you could think of, but if you don't have people that truly believe in this, then there's no point. You're never going to get anywhere. I genuinely believe that, and it's obviously every business. We all want to make money, but I think at the heart of this is that we genuinely believe that this stuff can help people. This is, I mean, we're close to giving it away for free. It's like, just get it going. What are you waiting for?
Yeah,
So yeah, I would like. I think that's. It might be a little bit of a generic answer, but I truly believe
the
that's the case.
passion. I mean that I think that's terrific. I think the 3D world is just starting,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, COVID's pushed it along a little. um, but yeah, if you have that passion and you're willing to help people and you're making a difference, I think that's terrific. That's a great reason to be in
Yeah,
business.
yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you've got the passion for it as well. You're doing this every week, and you've been
Yeah.
active in the industry for a long time. So it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Always great to
Well,
talk to people that believe in it.
I hope people can watch these videos and learn something. I mean, I've learned something today, so I think that's terrific.
That's
So,
great.
yeah.
And uh, that I guess that was my goal
Yeah.
to show you something new.
Yeah. The other thing that you didn't mention is that you have the sort of the dollhouse view as well. So if you're scanning a house, you can see like the dollhouse view, which is will give you an overview of what the house looks like, and that's
Yeah,
so important because I'll look at just photos and I'll see like a bathroom of a house and I'll be like, I have no idea where this bathroom is.
yeah,
So it
right.
puts all the photos in context, which is nice.
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And this year, we are also taking that a step further, and that would be something that we call AI deco, and where you basically would have, I've captured the space, I have the dollhouse, and I can then, with the click of a button, change the entire interior of that house in 3D immediately.
Wow,
Um,
okay.
so we already have some stuff on the website. We just recently wrote a blog post about it, about what's to come in 2021. So again, we're taking something that is not, there are companies out there that do, a dollhouse, but we want to take that a step
Yep.
further and say,
Yep. So when you actually get that implemented and up and running, let me know because we'll have you back on and you can showcase that. Um,
oh, that's
I think
awesome.
real estate agents love that because they're like, okay, this is what the house looks like right now. Um, but no disrespect to the owner, but this is what it could look like. They would certainly do that with my house. They'd be like, I'll show
Yes,
you what it really should look like. And
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, we've had these questions, right, about virtual staging a lot, and
yeah,
that's also still time consuming. What if I could just click one button and instantly it's done? Like, that's the world we live in now, right?
yeah,
People want things to happen immediately.
yeah.
Um, yeah, so
Wow.
that's
Looking forward to that then.
yeah, something exciting. So
All
yeah,
right.
thanks for reminding me. I didn't even talk about the dollhouse.
Yeah, because I think that's a good feature, and I think
I agree.
it's a wow factor. So yeah, cool. Well, thank you, Stefan, for joining me. I've definitely learned a lot, and I hope everybody watching has too. Remember, this has been Capture the World with Dee, and I'll see you next week. Take care, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.